Hey guys, Beast here, bringing you some war gameplay on the map. I can't remember, is this Fallen or Upheaval, something like that. Using the Thompson to start with here, but I think I do switch it up later on in the game because the Thompson isn't the best for this map. It's more of a longer range map, but it can be effective if you can get into a situation like that. Unfortunately, I got shot in the back by the guy using the MP40, which, you know, happens in this game. Happens quite a bit. I mean, there's a lot of flanking that goes on. But this game isn't anything that's super spectacular. Run alone World War gameplays. They'll have to go out and get some eventually. But what I want to talk about in this game is how the war game can evolve during the course of the game. I'm going to say it right now. There is one guy who I believe is hacking on my team. I can't remember for sure. But he doesn't really affect the outcome of the game in that much, in my opinion, because our team still beats him, and he's most of the time, I think, just flying in the air doing nothing. Which I don't understand why they do that, but that's a topic for another time. What happens in this game is we push them all the way back to their last flag, and they push us all the way back to our last flag, and we end up bringing it all the way back to the end. So, it just shows how a game can really change from what happens at the start of the game to what happens towards the end. It really has a lot of swings, and momentum means a lot in this game. If you have a lot of momentum, you're going to probably end up capturing a couple of flags, just how the game plays. And I like that about a game. If I'm killing people more effectively than you are, I should win. It's just that simple. I don't think it should be anything more than that. I should be able to have a chance to win if I can kill you better than you can kill me. But that doesn't always happen in this game. I mean, occasionally I have the team who will go terribly negative and still end up somehow beating you. But for the most part, the team that has the most kills is going to win the game mode. I think all game mode should be like that. You really shouldn't be able to win a domination without getting a single kill, because that's just not how the game is supposed to be played. It really isn't. I know you bought the game, you can play it however you want, but in my opinion, there has to be some limits on how a game should unfold, and a game should include the team who has the most kills in most game modes getting the win. Search Destroy is like that, and that's one of the reasons why I've begun to like it, is because I can get kills. And while I'm not truly playing the objective, if I can get kills and not die, I'm helping my team more so than a team deathmatch, because there's only one life per round, and I just need to have one good round and I can make my team win the game. But in a game of like domination, what you end up having is the team who's more rushing on the flag, who has more bodies on the flag, will end up winning most of the time. And while that does leave a place for the worst players to have their fun, I'm just not sure that it's the best way for Call of Duty. One of the things I really like about Gotham City Imposters is the fact that I can't cap the flag in 5 seconds. I have to kill people who are chasing me on the flag in order to cap it most of the time. So that's why I don't play that much domination in a World of War setup, because you'll end up having that one hacker on Dome who will just instant kill you, and that's not fun. You got a guy who's instant killing everybody. It kind of removes the fun of the game for me. Especially that's one of the reasons why I don't like snipers that much on smaller maps like Dome, because it can get very frustrating. You got a whole bunch of people who are just instant killing you off the flags, and you didn't even have a chance to fight them back. And I think every weapon should have a chance to go up against every other weapon. That's why I don't really care too much for one-hit kill snipers. Yeah, it's fun when you get them, but that's why I prefer weapons like the M21 EBR, the MK14, which allow me to spam the trigger and get the kill that way and hit you multiple times, giving you a fair shot to get the kill at the same time. But I digress, and what happens happens. Oh, I want to point out right here, I didn't know that those were enemy dogs. I thought those were my team's dogs, so I decided that, okay, they need to die, so I switched up to an SVT-40, and I think we'll stick with this the rest of the game. And I don't think that World of War did have bad, though, was dog hit detection. If you just look at this coming up, I'm going to shoot this dog with an entire magazine, and all the bullets miss. And that's something that never really should happen. World of War definitely does have worse hit detection than some of the more recent titles, and that's one thing that's really improved for Call of Duty and over its history. People say nothing changes from one to the next. That's one thing that really does change. Hit detection from one to the other is not comparable. Like right there, I was directly on with that SVT-40. Let me go back and slow that down just to show you, but I was right on with my SVT-40, and I don't understand how I could have missed all of those bullets. But you know, what happens, and this is World at War, so you can't expect the mechanics to be completely up to par with more recent titles. But one thing I think World at War did right was the grenades. I don't know if I've talked about this before, but I think the World at War grenades had a good balance between power, throwing distance, and radius. That's something that's very difficult. I think, personally, that that there should be a grenade that can instant kill anybody up close. So if you're directly under it, it should kill no matter what the perks are, which is not possible in Modern Warfare 3. But there should be a perk that lets me counter it so that if it's anywhere past directly under me, it won't kill me. And that's what Modern Warfare 3 is missing. The grenades are so weak in that game. It makes it more worth your while to just run in there and kill them with your gun rather than try to throw a grenade and save it. I mean, you're better off just rushing the flag, and I don't like that. I should have a chance to save a flag with a well-placed grenade, which is it's something that takes a lot of skill to do. Not everybody can just throw a well-placed grenade and just get a kill with it, because it takes a lot of luck. I mean, it takes luck, it takes skill, and it takes a lot of accuracy, but it's a skill that's really learned over the course of the game's lifetime, and videos like those from Team Martin and Show Grenade Spots really help for Modern Warfare 3, but they don't fix the fact that Modern Warfare 3 grenades are terrible. And I think that this game had very powerful grenades, but they weren't overpowering because you could only spawn with 2 max, and they were basically a one-hit kill. You could easily jump past the radius too. They had a small radius with high power, and you didn't spawn with many. So I think that in and of itself balanced them out. But I know some people don't agree with me. I think Wings of Redemption had a video about it once. It was just like, screw grenades, because you know, grenades are one of those things. It can be frustrating when they kill you, but there's something that should be in the game, and it should be something that takes a lot of skill to use and be effective with. And you should take time to figure out what's the best way to use it. I have no clue how my teammate went through this grate here. I don't know if he was the hacker or what, but I didn't think he could go through that, and I can somehow bounce Betty through the grate there. That doesn't happen that often. I mean, Bettys generally have very good hit detection, but I jump on the tank here, and dude, I miss these tanks. I hope they return in Black Ops 2 multiplayer. I know they're going to be in the campaign. They've already talked about it, and it's going to be awesome flying the jets and using the tanks in them in a single player. But I hope the tanks at least return in multiplayer. It's added a different dynamic to the game. It took skill to destroy them, but it took skill to use them at the same time, because if you did it right, you could destroy them with one class. You could use fireworks. What was that? Fireworks, satchel charge, N72, N74, and you could destroy a tank almost instantly with that. And it worked really well. But unfortunately, I don't think that that's going to return. I don't think the tanks are really going to return, because they weren't the most popular points. Only certain people liked them. I think I was one, but not many other people did, which is unfortunate, because they were a lot of fun to use. Right there. Oh, crap, I didn't kill him. I blow up his tank and get the kill. That's what's fun about this game. It's just the nostalgic feel of being able to use a tank and kill someone with his own tank is just fun. But, you know, Call of Duty has evolved, and I don't blame the Treyarch or Infinity Ward for not putting tanks back in the game, because there was something that got very, very frustrating when you had a hacker in a tank, because they would use infinite ammo on it, and it was just retarded almost, because they would just constantly be killing you with their infinite ammo tank, and it just removed some fun from the game. But I think as Call of Duty security has evolved, I don't think that a tank would be a big issue in multiplayer, but that's really a matter of opinion, and it's one of those things that hasn't been announced for Black Ops 2 yet, but I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that it returns. At this point in the game, though, we are winning, and we're about to take the final flag here, and the number one thing I want to take away from War is that it was a game mode that could go either way. No matter what point in the game it was, you could come back, and there was no spot in the game where you couldn't win. There really wasn't. Unless you had 1 second away from capturing the flag and you were nowhere near, could always win the game. And that's what made this game mode fun. But anyways, guys, the gameplay's over. I'm Angry Beast, and I'm signing out. It's being something like a 19 and a 10, I believe. It flashed by really fast here. I'm Angry Beast, I'm signing out. Catch you guys in my